Hello, friends. Welcome to this episode of 5 Minutes, Please, Bus 1 Minute. We are talking about Patiala, the historic town, the princely town. And I have so many fond memories of this town, which is also is major sporting center. It used to boast of National Institute of Sports, though it's still there, but it's no more that training center as it used to be when all our national teams used to come to Patiala and train there. Now it's more of an education institute now than as a training institute. I have some both sweet and bitter memories of Patiala. Bitter, not bitter exactly, but some sad memories of Patiala. And yesterday I mentioned about how we try to rescue people, a family from Patiala, family of a orthopedic surgeon when it met with an accident near the Tribune Chowk in Chandigarh. So continuing with that, memories of that, one of the most touching tragedy ever happened, which I covered, was the Nangal Boat Tragedy. Nangal Boat Tragedy was probably unprecedented in this part of India as 22 of 69 children, all students of Our Lady of Fatima Public School in Patiala, they were on a picnic trip to Nangal Dam. And when they wanted to go around for a boating trip inside the Dam's water body, their boat sank, and 22, including 9 girls and 13 boys, they died. That was one of the worst tragedies. All those who died were just 11 years old. Incidentally, on that day, when it happened on 29th of September 1982, I had just come home for dinner. My mother, normally, it was her second visit to Chandigarh. First, she came in April when I was bashed up inside a place of worship in Patiala. And this was the second time when she came and she was preparing dinner for me when I got a telephone call if there is a serious boat tragedy in Nangal Dam. So I asked Karam to get the car and pick me up from my Sector 24 apartment. I used to live at that time in Sector 24 offices apartments, and it was on its way, like when you are going towards Roper, coming from the Tribune side, so it would fall on the way. So I told Karam that this will save us time. And since my mother was cooking dinner for me, so I told her, please pack my dinner. I have to rush. I have to go. She said, I have come for the first time after that incident when you were bitten up. Now you are fine. And I thought I'll have dinner with you. I said, Mom, that's all right, but now my duty is demanding me to go to Nangal, and you just pack the tiffin carrier and I'll take my food, I'll eat on the way because I don't have time. And by the time she packed the food, Karam Singh had come. So we immediately left for Nangal, and there it was. Very, very touching scenes. By the time some of the parents of the children who were missing, at that time, all children were missing. Some teachers and children were missing, and a few teachers who didn't go, who didn't embark upon that boat trip. They were there wailing, crying, and cursing why they agreed or why they considered a demand of the children for a boat trip, because they already had a good trip of the Nangal Dam, and on before they could return, some of the children insisted, okay, why not have a boat trip also? And unfortunately, the boat they got in was a very old one, damaged one, and in the middle of the lake, it capsized. And all children went into water, and some children who were able to swim back and could put their hands onto the sinking boat or its planks, wooden planks, they could survive, and others, 22 of them, they vanished in that tragedy. So, moment we reached there, it was around 10ish in the evening, and it was very dark. There were no lights. Some local divers from Bakra Bias Management Board were at work. They were trying to rescue the children who were already drowned in the boat in the that lake, and initially there was no success because there was darkness, there was no other sport, no lights there, and even the divers were finding it very hard to locate or pinpoint the place where the boat could have capsized. So, anyways, the district administration was on its toes. The DC and SSP, they were there, and they were trying to ring in or bring in divers from all over. They were trying to talk to Bangladesh Management Board again. They were trying to talk to Navy. They were trying to talk to National Defense Team and all possible sources. So the naval divers, they were told, could come at the earliest by next evening because they have to be flown from Bombay to Delhi, and then from Delhi to Chandigarh they have to come by road. So, anyways, Bagra Bias Management Board divers, local divers, and Nangal Dam divers, they were already on the job, and some of the local people, they were trying to assist. So, next 4 nights, me and Karam spent on the banks of that lake, Nangal Dam Lake, and every day we would see some very touching scenes when some bodies were recovered from the lake. So it started, we saw children holding hands as if they wanted to, like, they were trying to save each other and they got drowned and things like this. The parents were, oh my God, it was such a scene, one like moving, touching, and oh my God, and it was a tragedy which I think in my lifetime was unprecedented. 22 children, all 11 years old, all vanished. And in 4 days, all parents, friends, relatives, they were all camping on the banks of that lake, Nangal Dam Lake, where the tragedy has taken place, and it has taken away so many lives. Among those, I still remember some of the names, but I had in my notebook those who lost their lives in that tragedy. They were Amit Gupta, Amrinder Chahal, Anandani Malhotra, Anish Bansal, Anju Singla, Anu Pasi, Aarti Garg, Harpreet Singh, Jasprit Thind, Komal Gupta, Mandeep Sekhon, Neena Bajwa, Pardeep Sethi, Raninder Mohan Chugh, Saloni Sood, Sameer Khosla, Sanjay Sethi, Sandeep Sani, Taranjeet Virmani, Tejenderpal Nakai, Vaneet Bhagat, and Vivek Goyal. This happened on 29 September 1982. They were all students of Our Lady of Fatima School. And then, subsequently, since I was covering the whole tragedy, the parents got together. They started their own school, the Children Memorial School, and they called me when the school was inaugurated, and I wrote a piece, and then they sent me a letter, very touching letter, signed by Mr. Sethi, who was the secretary of the Children Memorial School Society. So it was one of those tragedies I would love to forget as fast as I can, but whenever I see or read a report of similar tragedy, those memories, they come up, and they shake me again, and I am reminded of those days, 4 nights and 4 5 days which me and Karam spent on the banks of that Nangal Dam. So that was a tragedy which is, I think, one of the toughest tragedies I ever covered in my career as a journalist. So I thought I must share some of those stories with you, and maybe next time I will come out with something pleasant, something more positive. Till then, goodbye, stay calm, stay happy.